Hello and welcome to What's Up Life Science. In this series, we bring in voices from across the life science ecosystem to share with us their knowledge, their journey, and inspire us. My name is Natasha Bank, and I'm the cluster manager here in Flemingsberg. And today I have with me Dr. Lindsay Davies. Very welcome, Lindsay.
Thank you for having me.
Lindsay is the CEO and co-founder of QVance and also the Chief Scientific Officer of NextCell Pharma. You have studied biochemistry during your PhD, and you have also came up with novel stem cell population that you later patented. So you have actually gone from research in the lab to clinical development and real patient use. That's an amazing journey. Would you like to share with us your journey from academia to industry and beyond that?
Yeah, I mean, I started many years ago now as a designer before I was a scientist, and really intrigued by innovation, creativity, and the whole process of taking a concept through to creation. And decided to utilize that process and that knowledge in science, and started out in academia. Did my PhD in the UK in orthopedic biochemistry, and that was really the start for me working in cell therapy. And then I moved through a number of postdocs and personal fellowships until I had my own research group, and then moved to Sweden. And as you said, discovered this novel stem cell population in the mouth that is responsible for why we heal so well inside our mouths, and wanted to learn how we could exploit the body's own abilities for clinical development. And working with Karolinska Institutet, that was where I really transitioned into clinical academic science and understanding how we can take something from the bench side to the patient. And that really drove me, because then I was seeing an impact of that work and where we could utilize it and how I could truly contribute towards helping people, which is my passion and drive. So working in academia, I mean, academia has its positives and its negatives, as we all know, but for me, I really wanted to then go to that next step of the process, which was how do I then take that product to market so that it's increasing patient access and we can really drive innovation, not just in a kind of like a small community, but globally. So moved into industry, and that was when I joined NextCell Pharma. And worked as their Chief Scientific Officer, and then really saw that, I mean, we're amazing in the Nordics, I think, for innovation, creativity, and taking things to patients. But where we lacked was that when we're manufacturing ourselves, we were lacking the infrastructure and the service provision for quality control analytics. And as that's such an important part, not only in the cost of a drug and how we get it to patients, but also the safety for the patient, that was something that sparked the creation of QVance now.
You have been a designer and now an entrepreneur. Who helped you during this process? I mean, it's not easy to get all the information, how you actually become an entrepreneur and start your own business. So it's a big step. I know many people might think about it, many researchers have ideas, but actually taking it from an idea to a business idea is a huge step. How did you do that?
I mean, I think you have to have a lot of drive, and I have a lot of passion for this. I would say I was helped along the way by a number of different mentors through academia, industry, clinicians as well, and not just within the small community I was sitting in, but globally, to give me perspective on that. And I think working in that environment, you have to have the drive to learn yourself. No one's going to push you. No one's going to say, you have to do this. So it is all about your own personal goals and wishes in life. And for me, this was an incredible drive to do that. But finding the right people to share that journey with is so important, not only to inspire you and keep you going and support you, but also to recognize and share your dream with you.
We visited you at QVance the other day. Let's take a look at that first. So now we are on 8th floor of Novum and I'm gonna meet Lindsay at QVance. Follow me.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
Come in.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
So, perfect place to be. So you have NextCell Pharma, Viva, and QVance here.
Yes.
Tell us, how does this work?
So we're a family of companies working in the cell and gene therapy space. So a bit of an ATMP powerhouse to sit here in Flemingsberg, which is such a great hub to be in for this kind of work that we're doing. So NextCell Pharma is our parent company, and they are working with cell therapy development using mesenchymal stromal cells for autoimmune and inflammatory disorders. So they are a clinical stage company. We have Viva, which is really for families, offering them the chance to store their own umbilical cords and cord blood from their children after they're born. And then we have QVance, and QVance is filling the gap by offering a service provision for quality control analytics for advanced therapies, which we were really lacking within the Nordic region, and something we felt quite strongly as NextCell Pharma. We wanted to bring back some of our expertise into Sweden as we go for commercial development, and really wanted to hit that market as well.
So QVance and Viva, are they like daughter companies to NextCell Pharma?
They are, yes. So they're daughter companies of NextCell Pharma, working as completely separate subsidiaries. But yes, we're all connected and share a great space to be together in here.
So all the infrastructure, the labs and everything is also a shared environment?
It's so everything with QVance is GMP controlled, so it is its own independent entity. But we share some process development laboratories, and we share office space and our community as well, so that we can share ideas, knowledge, and expertise to really drive forward ATMP space.
Is it possible for us to see the labs and the facilities?
Sure, come on in.
Oh, perfect.
So I can run you through what would happen when we have a sample come in from a customer.
That would be great.
So when we have a sample, they come in here and we register them and log them in our system and give them an ID so that they're into our quality system. And then they will come for storage. So I can show you, depending on...
What type of samples are they?
Well, we would get all different types of sort, but we have cell therapies, gene therapies, some vaccines, in-process controls, so all different types of materials that are stored at different temperatures.
And we can go inside without
absolutely.
any... Okay.
You can come in here.
Perfect.
So we will stay in the doorway.
Yes.
But we have liquid nitrogen storage for samples like cell therapies that really need to be kept in liquid nitrogen vapor phase, ultra cold. We have -20 and 4 degrees for those samples that are needing those type of temperatures, and then we have ambient control for room temperature
And
samples.
how is the capacity? How much samples can be stored here?
Quite a lot. These aren't our only storage facilities, so we have extra spaces at the back as well. But our liquid nitrogen are all stored here, and as you can see, we have 4 tanks, and they're dedicated to different projects and utilizations, as we also store GDP, which is clinical samples for in-human usage as well.
Okay, what happens next?
So they come through, and you can see here that if they are going for any type of sterility analysis, then they need to move into a clean room environment. So we're able to literally pass through a hatch here, which is under pressure control. Yeah, and that will move into the clean room. So our personnel can stand in the clean room and receive the samples from outside, so that there's no movement through uncontrolled spaces, and we have a very clear workflow for our samples. So I can show you the clean room a little bit.
That's great, thank you. I close this.
So we obviously can't go into the clean room because it's a clean environment, but what we have are incubators if we're doing any type of cell culture or we need to grow cells in the clean environment. We have laminar flow hoods, and that allows us to do a workflow in a very controlled environment. And we've just purchased, you can't really see it here, but this isolator, which is linked, is the first one in the Nordic regions from Scan. And Scan are a company that specialize in very large clean room environmental controls to have what we call a grade A space, an ultra clean space. And they've been doing it for large pharmaceutical industries for many years, and they've just released this new isolator that's specifically for quality control labs like QVance.
Wow, and this is new, right?
This is brand new, and through a partnership with Scan to get this isolator in place here. So we are the first company in the Nordics to have one of their machines.
The first company in the Nordics, that's great.
So very happy about that partnership, yes. So when we move through the clean room environment here, we would take samples for microbiology testing and sterility analysis, and then we would move subsections of samples out for downstream analysis like mycoplasma testing, endotoxin, molecular controls. So those would actually then pass through the clean room after the sterility analysis into our main lab. So this here is our what we call BSL2 microbiology lab, and here we have incubators if we're doing environmental monitoring of the facility or anybody else's facility. That's also a service we offer. We have laminar flow hoods again for preparation of different samples for mycoplasma testing or endotoxin testing, which are very important safety parameters for drug products when they're going through the manufacturing process. And we also have on this side an automated sterility analysis to do what's called rapid microbial monitoring. So traditionally, the pharmacopoeia stated that we must grow samples for 28 days in order to be able to say that they are clean and safe for human usage. But advanced therapies, as you know, we like to move a little bit faster. We have short shelf lives. So these new technologies allow us to do that within 7 days.
7 days.
So it moves a lot faster, and it means that we can get to the patient much quicker.
Wow, and do you have any collaboration with the hospital here or the Cura here?
We're working towards those collaborations now. At the moment, so this is a collaboration with bioMérieux, who are a specialist service provider in microbiological diagnostics. And they have put this machine here, so this is a fantastic start for us. And we are now working towards our GMP license submission. And fingers crossed, when we actually get that GMP license, then we can start serving customers for GMP analyses. Right now, we can offer research and development grade analysis, but not GMP until we have that license in place.
We have fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
That was a great video. So could you please share with us your mission and vision for QVance for the coming 2 years?
So QVance is a new startup. As you saw, we're still in that infancy of putting everything in place and establishing the company. We're driven by wanting to provide quality analytics with a bespoke, very personal service to customers working in advanced therapies. As we know from our own experience at NextCell Pharma, ATMPs or advanced therapies are not very good at sitting inside a box when it comes to methodologies. There's a lot of uniqueness and innovation there for different drug products. And having a provider that can work with you as the customer is really our mission. So over the next couple of years, we obviously want to establish ourselves in the quality community. We're so fortunate to be placed in Flemingsberg, surrounded by ATMP innovators, academic and industrial. But we've also had really strong feedback from Central Europe and even out into Asia Pacific and the US for our services. So we're hoping to really position ourselves globally, not just Nordics based.
That sounds great. And beyond your executive roles, you have been in leadership positions, specifically at International Society of Cell and Gene Therapy, also national and international roles in ATMP strategic groups.
Yes.
As a female leader, have you experienced any challenges, and how did you address them?
Yes, I mean, I've worked in many countries and under many cultures, and I would say there are definite challenges to face, and the uniqueness of those challenges seems to go with the cultures and expectations as well. So adaptability has been key to that. But I think central to all of this as a female leader has been developing self-belief and confidence in your own abilities, and knowing what you want as well. And I think that took me a long time to start with, because I was a very kind of sensitive individual when I started out. And I think I've learned through experiences and challenges to be stronger, to believe, and to know that I've always got through it before, so why won't I now?
So what is it that drives you forward? What is your calling in life?
To really help patients, to really leave an impact where even if I've just helped one person in life, to me that will be an achievement.
That sounds fantastic. Thank you so much for being here with us, and thank you so much for listening to What's Up Life Science. Please share this episode with anyone who needs some inspiration from people like Lindsay, and let us know whose voice you would like to hear more, and we will try to bring them to our program. Thank you.